Hey everybody, my name is Jamie Santamore. You are listening to the Maine Morgue. I'm going to just jump right into movie talk this week, and I want to talk about Rob Zombie's new film, 31. My wife and I rented this on demand this past weekend. I was so excited to see this movie because I love Rob Zombie as an artist, because his writing and directing style are amazing and out of the box in a lot of ways. I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie because of his wide open thinking and what makes a good movie. 31 starts out with an amazing opening shot of Doomhead, played by Richard Brake, or Brackey. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Where he says what I feel will be the most memorable line from the movie. That line being, "In hell, everyone loves popcorn." I can hear my wife and I commenting on this every time we go to get popcorn, which happens a lot in my house. I think we should own stock in popcorn. And I love the use of the clown makeup with the Doomhead character. It was simple yet very effective. The other quote-unquote heads in this movie were Sexhead, played by Elizabeth Daily, Psycho Head, played by Lou Temple, who is an amazing actor, Sickhead, played by, and I'm sorry if I say this wrong, Pancho Moller. I love this character as a play on Hitler. I laughed at first, and then I saw how sick this character was, and it actually kind of scared me. Deathhead was played by Torsten Voges. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And Schizohead was played by David Ure. All you people have hard names to say. Get a stage name. Kidding. The heads were led by Father Death, who was played by the absolutely amazing Malcolm McDowell. Alongside Father Murder was Sister Dragon, played by Judy Geeson. And rounding out this bloodthirsty trio was Sister Serpent, played by Jane Carr. Surprisingly, Sherry Moon Zombie played the final girl named Charlie, which, like I said, surprised me. Because when I first heard about this movie and the heads, I thought for sure she would end up playing Sexhead, because, let's face it, Sherry Moon Zombie is a sexy bitch. I absolutely love Sherry Moon Zombie. I think she's an incredible actress for what she does. Now, before you people start flooding my email talking shit about Sherry Moon Zombie and she only works in her husband's movies, to that, I say fuck you, okay? Because she is a good actress for what she does. Okay? Horror acting, horror writing is not fucking rocket science, okay? So, Sherry Moon Zombie in this movie, fucking thumbs up. If I get a shit ton of emails that say I'm an idiot, I don't care. I really enjoyed Sherry Moon Zombie in this movie because she brought something different to the table. She played a very strong final girl. And, the kills that she performs to survive on the heads are just amazing. There's blood splatter, which is something that I'm starting to enjoy more when I watch movies. Before, I just thought it was excessive and stupid and gross. And I learned that if you use it in the right way, it's very effective to see blood hitting a character's face as they are either killing someone or being killed. This movie, for me, gets a score of 5 out of 5 stabs because I love the open-endedness of it. As a filmmaker, I see why Rob would do something like this. If he plans to make a sequel, he's left it very open. Did Charlie join the heads? Did she kill Doomhead? Did Doomhead kill her? It was a great cliffhanger, and I really I really cannot wait to see what Rob Zombie does next. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back. Hey everybody, this is the Maine Morgue. My name is Jamie Santamore. And what I'm here to talk about during this little commercial break is the Maine Morgue needs your help to get better. In order to do this, we have started a GoFundMe page. The address is gofundme.com/the Maine Morgue. We are looking to raise $300 to get better equipment to do the podcast with, and hopefully get some green screen equipment and be able to do different things with the show and make it a video podcast as well as the audio. I would love to do one segment a week with video. To make that happen, I need your help. So please donate to the Maine Morgue. GoFundMe.com/the Maine Morgue. And thank you so much for your continued support with the Maine Morgue. I'm back. Next up, I want to tackle a question that I get asked a lot, and more so now than early in the podcast. I've been asked a bunch of times whether I enjoy doing this podcast more or doing feature films more. And I really like doing both. I say that every week, but it's true. This podcast is all done by me in-house for Wicked Carnival Productions. I write the show, I direct it, of course I host it, because here I am talking to you people. I do all the graphics myself, I go out and buy all of the music and sound effects and stuff like that, or I use free ones that I find online that are used for things like this. And it's it is difficult in some ways to sit here and talk to a computer and a microphone. Coming up with topics for me is very difficult because, again, I'm talking to myself basically. I can only imagine what my neighbors think. They're probably over there going, dude, that guy talks to himself an awful lot. Well, I have a lot of interesting fucking things to say. Did you ever think of that? But anyways, topics are sometimes difficult, and if you follow me on Facebook or social media at all, I always write on Saturday mornings that I'm working on the show, because I usually write the show Saturday into Sunday and then record it on Monday. I'm actually recording the show very early on Tuesday morning, and I started shooting it it was like 11:30 Monday night. And it's vastly different from shooting a feature film, because I have to go through pre-production, which is writing the script, rewriting the script as many times as it takes to get it right, casting, setting up locations, all that stuff that goes into setting up a production, filming a movie, going into production, then post-production, which I don't handle. That's all done by Chris Fife and his media company. But, there are two different things here that I'm doing. This podcast, like I said, and feature films. I like doing both. I'm a very creative person, and that's why I like making movies, because I am creative enough to write the scripts and have the vision to make a movie. And, podcasting is great because it gives me a voice outside of being a filmmaker. I can say what I want, whenever I want, as much as I want. And, case in point, in the last segment I swore like a pirate about Sherry Moon Zombie, because I can do that. And yeah, I do swear. I don't run from that. I don't hide from that. Because I get passionate about things, and I don't really care if people don't agree with me. I'll say it again. Sherry Moon Zombie is an amazing fucking actress, for what she does. I'm not saying she's ever going to win a fucking Oscar or anything, but stop bitching about her. If you don't like it, don't watch her movies. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't watch Rob Zombie movies because they have Sherry Moon Zombie in them, you're a fucking idiot. Because Rob Zombie makes some really great, dark, twisted, fucked up movies. And I personally enjoy them. And I try to bring that stuff to my movies, but in the back of my mind, I always think about fans that don't like that kind of stuff. And I'm not necessarily a huge fan of gore, but I know that's what the audience wants, so I try to give it to them. Case in point being Sins of Man 2 Vengeance. I tried to up the gore and the blood and the violence, because that's what you guys said you wanted. There comes a point when I have to stop being a fan of my own movies, in that I just can't do what I want to do. I have to listen to my audience and give you guys what you want. And that's fine, it's part of the business. I get that. But now I'm way off topic, and I'm already 4.5 minutes into this segment. So, basically, I'm going to wrap this up by saying I love doing both. They both present different challenges. I love to be challenged. I love to think. I love to write. I love to be creative. I enjoy doing the movie talk segment every week because I do watch a shit ton of movies. Actually, this would be a good time to talk about an opportunity that I've just recently been given. Horror Pack is a company that does a 4-pack of either DVDs or Blu-rays monthly. You sign up for the service, and once a month they send you a 4-pack of DVDs or Blu-rays. You have to tell them which kind you prefer. And I've been doing this now for 7 months. I started out in the DVD category, but now I've switched to Blu-rays. It's an amazing service. HorrorPack.com is the website. If you're a horror fan and love to collect movies, this is the subscription box for you. I've gotten the entire Grudge trilogy. That was the first 3 months. I got one in each box for the first 3 months. Like I said, I believe it was last week. Open Windows came from Horror Pack, which stars Elijah Wood and not Sasha Banks. What the hell's her name? I can't remember the other person's name. Sasha Grey. I know I'd think of it. That was an incredible movie. So if you're interested in this service, it is horrorpack.com. I will actually be doing an unboxing video once a month for them. I've reached an agreement with them. They're going to send me a DVD pack this month to do an unboxing and a review for. And I will start talking about them once a week on the show. Once again, that is horrorpack.com. I believe it's $20 for the DVD service and $25, I believe, for the Blu-rays. So to wrap this segment up, I enjoy doing both movies and the podcast. I would say equally, because one gives me a voice to talk about the things that I want to talk about, and the other one gives me a voice to be creative and show you guys that creative side. I'm going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Maine Morgue. Do you have screens that need repair? Call John Screen Repair at 207-650-1767 or reach out to them by email, cubman428@yahoo.com. They do screen doors, window screens, sliding screen doors, you name it, they can fix it. Once again, that's John Screen Repair. 207-650-1767. Welcome back. Earlier this week, I was asked if I really consider Sins of Man: Rise of Mortis a true slasher movie. And the fan that asked me this, I replied back to their email and asked for clarification because I wasn't sure what they meant. And they replied back that they thought that Rise of Mortis had a lot of tones of a murder mystery. And back when I started writing Sins of Man as a standalone film with no idea that it was going to become a trilogy so quickly, I looked at John Carpenter's Halloween, Prom Night, which came out in '08, and Scream for inspiration. Now, what I love about Scream, while it is a slasher movie, it's also a murder mystery at its core. And Wes Craven has even gone on record saying that in the commentary of the Blu-ray release of Scream. I'm not sure if it's on the DVD. I didn't listen to the commentary on the DVD. And the idea of a slasher murder mystery struck me as very interesting. So I started writing the outline with that idea in mind. Because I love a movie that makes you think, not only about who the killer is, but why they're killing. And yes, Sins of Man, Rise of Mortis is a slasher movie because it's very much a slasher movie. Mortis is going around slashing people, so, it is a slasher movie. But it also has that murder mystery to it, because I want fans to sit there and think about who the killer is, why they're killing people, how they're choosing the targets, and so forth. Another thing that I took from Scream when I was working on Sins of Man was that I wanted the killer to be able to be anybody that could really have any motive they want for killing these people. So yes, I think Sins of Man, Rise of Mortis is a slasher movie, but on the other hand, it's also a murder mystery. And I think you'll see that when Vengeance is released next month, and then next year when we round out the trilogy with Tribulation. And thinking about it now, what we filmed for Vengeance is very much a slasher movie, with not so much emphasis on leaving clues as to who the killer is. There are visual clues, and that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody. But you have to pay attention for the clues. There's nothing really spoken about who the killer is, between like the detectives or anything. And in Tribulation, thinking about what I wrote in the script, again, it's visual clues. There's not really any dialogue that gives it away. So, to wrap that segment up, yes, Sins of Man, Rise of Mortis is a slasher movie. And as you see the next two films in the trilogy, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how much of a slasher movie or slasher trilogy it really is. I'm going to step out for a quick break. I'll be right back. This is just a friendly reminder. You can pick up Wicked Carnival Productions' first feature film, Sins of Man, Rise of Mortis, at bullmoose.com and at Bull Moose locations throughout the state of Maine. Once again, that's Sins of Man, Rise of Mortis, available at bullmoose.com. And now, back to the Maine Morgue. Hey, welcome back. I want to talk a little bit this week about working on multiple projects at one time. A lot of people say that I'm always working on something. That's a phrase I hear a lot. And I often wonder how true that is for other people. Because I know in my case, it's very much true. I'm in early development of 3 projects and have outlines written for 2 others. So I have 5 projects going all at once. And the last several months in my personal life have been hell. And I've been working so much to keep my mind busy. Because of these things in my personal life. And it helps me, but with football season just started, the new fall TV lineup starts soon. It actually just kicked off tonight with Gotham. I find it very difficult to work at night because I'm always watching TV. So I work during the day as much as possible. And writing is an escape for me from the pressures of the real world. Whether it's issues in my community, dealing with the death of my brother, which happened 5 months ago and I'm still dealing with it. I'm not used to shit like that. His birthday was this past Sunday, and I found myself, instead of calling him to wish him happy birthday, calling my mother just to make sure she was okay. Because I lost my brother, and that fucking sucks, but she lost her son, and I don't know what she's going through. I can't imagine what she's dealing with physically, mentally, emotionally. So I call her up and I ask her how she's doing, and it's funny because yesterday, because I'm recording this on Monday, my brother's New England Patriots played my mother's Miami Dolphins, and I could just hear the trash talking all week long leading up to the game. At halftime, I can imagine the phone conversation of him bragging how bad the Pats were kicking the Dolphins' asses. And I just wanted to point that out to my mother, that, it's those things that we miss about Sean. And when I'm writing, something amazing happens. And it doesn't happen when I first start writing, but when I'm in the meat of the story, I get lost in that world and in those characters and what those characters are dealing with and how they're going to survive. And that helps me so much when I step away from the computer and I look at things in my life and in my world. The worlds that I create are so helpful. And I think that's why I have 5 projects going on at once, because that's 5 worlds that I can get into and lose myself in. Somebody asked me, just the other day actually, if I couldn't write anymore, what would that do to me? And I'm like, dude, that would suck, because writing is such a huge part of my life. But if I stopped making movies or doing this podcast, for example, I would still write, because, like I said, writing is my way of dealing with things. If somebody pisses me off, I'll come into my office and I'll write up a little cute scene where I hack them to death into a million pieces with a steak knife. And it makes me feel better. Would I ever actually do that? Who knows? I mean, I never say never, because it's very possible. You can go from mild-mannered person to stone cold killer given the right circumstances. If I couldn't write anymore, it would destroy me, because I wouldn't have an outlet. If I stopped doing this podcast, it would suck, because I wouldn't have this outlet to be able to talk about what I want as much as I want and say what I want and not have to worry about the repercussions of saying fuck 500 times. Fuck is my favorite word. It's the most versatile word in the English language. Think about that for a second. Moving on. You keep that thought in the back of your mind, okay? By the way, the thought is that fuck is the most versatile word in the English language. Just put that in the back of your mind. Think about it. And it's funny, because back in school, I absolutely fucking hated writing. I didn't like writing papers. I didn't like writing essays. Essays to me were the dumbest fucking thing you ever did in English class. Instead of having me write an essay, can't you just make me write a story? A story I can write. A 500-word essay. It just never made sense to me. And they were about the stupidest fucking shit. Write a 500-word essay on how trees affect your life. Well, they keep the fire going. There you go. They keep the fire going. That's 5 fucking words, okay? No. Now you want another 495? Shit. I just summed it up in 5 words. Why do we gotta write the other 495? I did very bad on essays. Yet I can write, so I don't know. I'm rambling again. See what you people make me do? But anyways, if I could give advice to writers, even if you're not professionally writing for anything like movies or anything like that, always keep multiple projects going, because it will give you a chance to expand your mind and get away from the troubles of the world for a while. I mean, people that don't write probably think I'm crazy, but, if I go a day without writing, it's very painful. Excuse me for a second. Excuse me. It's painful if I don't write for a day. And like I said, that sounds weird to people that don't write. But for all of you out there like me with an overactive creative mind, you know exactly what I'm saying. I'm going to take a short break. You're listening to the Maine Morgue, and I'll be right back. Welcome back to the Maine Morgue. I am your host, Jamie Santamore. Segment 2 this week is going to be centered around the announcement I made last week on SinsAmanMovie.com and on YouTube. The video basically divulged to the world that I would be officially stepping down as director of Sins of Man 3 Tribulation, which is our final film in the Sins of Man trilogy. And there are a few reasons that I decided to step down. Mainly because I wanted to create the best possible movie with the resources we have available to us. And the best way for me to do that is to concentrate on the storytelling and the writing of the script. And I want to be 100% clear with everybody. I was not forced out by anyone. This was a decision that I came to on my own after conversing with the person I selected to take my place as director. And I laugh whenever people email me and ask me if I was booted from the project. Because I am the owner and the founder of Wicked Carnival Productions. Sins of Maine is my screenplay, my idea, so who exactly would force me off the project? I mean, it's my own project. And it's comical when you stop and think about it that way. I made this choice because it is what is best for business, it is what is best for the project and the franchise. And I'm leaving the directing up to a much more qualified person, that being Chris Fife, who is my executive producer on the first 2 movies, my cameraman, my audio guy, my sound guy, my music man. He does so much behind the scenes that I think he will do a much better job than I can as the director of Sins of Man 3 Tribulation. Now, I'm not walking away from the project completely. As I stated in the announcement, I'm writing the script. I'm staying on as script supervisor, so I will be there on set every day. And I'm staying on as a producer, so I will have somewhat of creative influence on the project. And Chris and I get along amazingly, so I don't think there will be any issues whatsoever with us having conversations on set. I don't think it'll get heated at all. And I think he's going to deliver an amazing film. I'm 100% sure that he can do this. And I know he's going to make an awesome film to finish off the Sins of Man trilogy. I'll be right back after a word from another one of our sponsors. You're watching the Maine Morgue. Alright everybody, I'm back. Sorry for cutting that segment short. I was getting a tickle in my throat, and my fluffy butt co-host, Tad Cooper, wanted some playtime. For those of you that don't know, Tad Cooper is my 9-month-old cat, a kitten. If you hear him scratching around, that's what that noise is. If you hear him meowing, it's because he's really too close to the microphone. He thinks it's funny. And occasionally when I start doing the videos, I'm pretty sure he will be popping up in the background. He has an inflection for this camera. Which is another reason I stopped doing videos, because he kept ruining the shots. Anyways, I'm going to close out this week with some random thoughts that I had this week. So, here we go. Both of my NFL teams have started out with 2 wins and 0 losses 2 weeks into the season. Those teams being the New York Football Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams are doing very well. I've been very impressed with what I've seen. I actually got to watch 2 Giants games to start the season, which was awesome. Which, I mean, I live in Maine, which, you know, we get, you know, 1 or 2 NFC games a week on Fox. And, of course, our local CBS station covers the Patriots, which, I don't really care for because I'm not a Pats fan. I know you'll all hate me for that, but it is what it is. So, being able to watch 2 Giants games to start the season, I thought that was pretty cool. My Georgia Bulldogs in college football are doing well. They are also 2-0. They better move up in the goddamn rankings, because I don't understand that. They're undefeated, and they moved down in the rankings. They lost 7 spots, I think it was. I think they started at number 9, and now they're ranked number 16. What the fuck? They better move up, because the number 2 Florida State Seminoles got their asses kicked. So, NCAA, move up the goddamn Bulldogs already. The fall TV season has started with Gotham, which I've mentioned a couple times on this week's show. I'm very excited to see what that show does. I'm recording this very early Tuesday morning. I DVR'd Gotham because I was watching WWE Monday Night Raw. I'm very excited, speaking of Raw, to have the cruiserweights back on TV, back in the WWE. Being a former cruiserweight wrestler myself, very excited to see that. High-flying action. Congratulations to TJ Perkins, who is the first inaugural Cruiserweight Classic champion, as well as the now current WWE Cruiserweight champion. So yeah, TV season started. Gotham just came back, as well as Lucifer, which I loved the first season of that show. I'm looking very much forward to seeing that show. That also was on tonight after Gotham. Really, Jamie? Gotham. There we go. It's like the thing with Star Trek. Chris Fife, who's my amazing friend, is doing very well with what he's doing. I said Star Trek once, and he goes, Trek. And I go, what? He goes, you said Star Trek. I'm like, yeah? He goes, it's Star Trek. It's an E, not an A. So I had to look it up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's Star Trek. My bad. I say things like that, and nobody ever corrects me, so I'm glad I have Chris there to straighten my ass out. We're going to go to Bull Moose and do a signing somewhere, and he's going to run over to the DVD section and grab a Star Trek DVD and show it to me. Shove it in my face. I can see him doing it. Like, look, it's an E. He's a wicked big Star Trek fan, so... Which, that's okay. It's cool on him. Anyways, speaking of Chris, he has been kicking butt all over our beautiful state. He's currently on tour doing the fair circuit with his band. If you get a chance to catch his act, he does an amazing Merle Haggard tribute. That's what his band does. They're a Merle Haggard tribute band. You'll be very happy with what you see and hear. I've heard him sing a couple of times. I have one of his CDs. Butter and Eggman, I believe is the name of it. It's an amazing CD. You can pick that up at chrisfife.com. He's an amazing artist. He's an amazing person. He's very creative. Like I said, I'm currently working on many projects, and it's always good to keep my mind busy. I'm working on something that is well outside my wheelhouse, that being a short film, which is, about half the length of a feature film at minimum. I usually make my films about 90 minutes long, or when I write them 90 minutes long. They're usually a lot longer. But a short film is a challenge for me, and I've been doing a lot of research. I have a good idea, a good plot, and I know I just have to keep my script short, sweet, to the point, and make sure I get everything in there in 40 pages or less, or 40 minutes or less, and that's including credits. So that ought to be interesting. It's a good challenge. I really want to get into the short film game because I think a lot of my movies would be better in the short film form. Like when I watch Rise of Mortis, I see a lot of filler stuff that we had to throw in there because we'd had so many issues with the script and all that. So I'm going to try to work on that, but and I think making short films will make me a better filmmaker. Somebody said that to me, made the suggestion. I said, yeah, sure, I can come up with an idea. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint as to what the short film is and what it's about. Here is your hint. It's based on a Disturbed song. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, that's all I got this week. Those are my random thoughts. So if you get a chance to check out the Chris Fife Band, they're doing the fair circuit for the next few weeks. Got a lot lined up for projects. I will continue to do the Maine Morgue podcast every week. I love talking to you guys. I love interacting with you guys via social media. So get at me at the Maine Morgue on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Maine Morgue. Send me an email, themainmorgue@gmail.com. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you can keep up to date on all my stuff. I will be doing a video unboxing for horrorpack.com starting this month. And you will be able to find a banner on the Maine Morgue page of the Wicked Carnival website. which is wickedcarnivalproductions.com. So that's all I got this week. Take care, everybody. And remember, stay humble, stay hungry, my friends. You listening to the Maine Morgue.